Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Christmas Eve video. And so today I thought before Christmas I would show you a project that I have been working on to give some little gifts to people, and I'm excited to show this to you in detail so that you can make one or more. Okay, I've made several. So you need to start with a piece of cardstock that is bigger than normal. So you would have to use 12 by 12 cardstock for this, unless you wanted to make the box a little smaller. But to fit what I want to put in here, I had to use the 12 by 12 cardstock. This is cherry cobbler, and this is 5.5 by 11.5. So I needed it to be an inch thick. That's why deep. That's why I had to use the 12 by 12 cardstock. So let's score this, and I'll show you how to make this box. Okay, and then I'll show you, I'm going to decorate it. Okay, so I'm going to start with making my score lines. So you need, on the lengthwise, you're going to use the gray blade. Make sure you use the gray blade, because otherwise you're going to do some cutting. Okay, so your first score line is going to be 1 inch. Okay, so you're going to make a 1 inch score. And this is cardstock, so you can give it a little pressure, right? If it's DSP, designer series paper, you need to go a little lighter on the scoring. Okay, so the next score line is 5 1/4. And then 6 1/4. 10 1/2. Okay, and then you've got that last inch. You're going to cut it 11 1/2. Okay, then you're going to flip it the other way. And now this is 5 1/2, so you're going to do 4 1/2. And then you're going to flip it, and you're going to do 4 1/2 again. Okay, so you're all done with this now. Your cutting tool you can put away. All right, so now we're going to get this ready. So the first thing you want to do is you want to fold nice and rich on all of these score lines. All right, so we made a lot of score lines, so you're going to have to, and you know, cardstock is so nice and heavy. I don't recommend using designer series paper because it isn't heavy enough. But if that's all you have, because you do have 12 by 12 designer series paper, you might be able to make it work. Okay, so let's fold this last one. Okay, now we're going to do a little trimming. So I'm just going to use my snips, and I'm going to make, on this very end here, I'm going to snip this first corner, okay, and then I'm just going to do a little angle here. Okay, can you see? You can zoom in if you can't see that. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here, right on that score line, and then snip a little angle. Okay, so you get that. Okay, then in the center, I'm going to snip and snip. And right here, I'm going to make that little angle again. Okay, so snip. And then this one. And trim that angle. And then on this end, you can do the same thing you did at the other end. And do those angles. Okay, so now you are all done with that. Okay, now I wanted to make mine a see-through. So what I did was I took this piece and I cut out a hole in the top. Okay, and I used countryside corners, and you can use any die you have. You can use an oval, a circle, a square, anything. Okay, so I cut that out. All right, now I'm going to put a little acetate right here. Okay, so acetate you can get from, you know, cheap. You can go and get them from the, you know, office supply place, or you can use them if you don't have a piece of acetate. I'm just not using real heavy acetate, but you can use them from your stamp sets, right? Because your stamp sets, if you put them into a case, you'll have extra acetate. So this piece is, you're going to ask me the width, right? So this piece is 3 by just under 4 1/4, about 4 1/8. And I'm just going to put acetate on the two sides. If you want to put it all the way around, you can. I'm not going to. Okay. And then I'm just going to lift that off using my Take Your Pick tool to lift that off. And once you stick this down, it is stuck. It's not coming off, so you want to make sure you get it right where you want it. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to turn this up like that. And I like to just put it flat against this and then lay it down and press it. Okay. It's a little bit long, I see. Maybe just a smidge, but I think it'll be okay. Darn. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so now you're going to assemble your box since you have this with the acetate in it now. So all you want to do is, I'm using liquid glue. I love liquid glue for this. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over on the pretty side, and I'm just going to put glue. And I'm going to try not to use that much. Okay, because it might squeeze out. And then you're going to flip this in and flip this one in. I swear I've made like, I don't even know how many of these I've made. And each time I think, am I going to get glue on my fingers? Yeah, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to line this up just perfectly like that and hold it. See, I used too much glue on that. Don't use that much glue. You do need enough to make it really hold, but you don't need, you don't need glue on your fingers. Same thing over here, and you're just going to hold that. Okay? Now, you're going to go to this side, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put glue on those tabs. And you're going to glue those. So the outside of your box is going to look really pretty, okay, and finished. And the inside of the box is where these tabs are going to be. So that's not going to show, right, until they open the box. But the main thing here is the outside of the box looks really pretty. So you want these angles nice and straight, okay? And then this, you want these also to have glue on them. So you're going to flip this over again, and you're going to put glue on these tabs. So all 6 tabs are going to end up glued together to something. This is the tricky one because you want you want these to go in at a nice straight angle. Okay, so do one at a time. If you want to just glue one and hold it, it might be a better idea. Okay, and the same thing over here. Glue on the inside, straight angle, and hold it. Okay, so now what you have is, when that dries, you have your nice little box. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so it's 1 inch high, and I could have made it a little deeper, but this will be perfect for what I want to put in here. Okay, so now let's decorate it. Now, I could have stamped this first. Okay, so when you have your cardstock and it's flat like this, okay, you can stamp all over it. You can sponge it. You can stencil it. You can even run it through an embossing folder. You can really make it whatever you want. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is decorate this. So this is going to be my opening. So out of the designer series paper, the Christmas designer series paper that's in the mini catalog, and it's called, what is this one called? This one is called A Walk in the Forest. Okay, I cut out all these trees. one, this one. So I have all these different trees out of one sheet of designer series paper. And I did use the Merriest Trees dies, right? So I used this one, and I just cut out all the various trees. So I'm going to use all of these on some of my boxes. Okay, so I have to decide which one I want to put on this one. Doesn't matter. I think I like this one. I actually thought this would be my least favorite, but I end up thinking it might be one of my favorite. Okay, so I'm not going to put glue like right there, because when the box opens, this is going to show on the inside. So what I want to do is I just want to put glue right here and right here. And that's going to hold it in place. Okay. So now when you open the box, from the inside, you're not going to see a bunch of, globs of glue. You're actually going to see just the inside of the tree. Okay, so I have that done. Now, what am I going to put on the inside? So what I found was, for mine, I found some cookie cutters. And I found these at our local grocery store here in St. Louis. And so when I measured these, and they fit nicely into these little boxes. And then I'm going to fill it with candy. So I'm going to put these in all around it. You could put anything inside. You could put, if you don't want to put candy, I'm trying to think what else you could put in here. You could put any kind of little small items. Anyway, if you wanted to, you could put like 3 lip glosses, or would fit nicely in here. Okay, so now I have that. And now what I want to do is I want to decorate my tree. So I am going to use the Pearlized Enamel Effects, the red, and I'm going to decorate my tree. But the problem with this is it takes a while to dry. In fact, this probably will take a couple hours. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tie my ribbon around my box first, just so that I don't, because I've been known to do crazy things like this. Trying to decide which way to go with it. Ooh, this looks pretty cute. I've been known to stick my finger into that after you know what I mean? After it's wet and it's supposed to be drying, and then I go ahead and stick my finger in it. So I'm going to use our gingham ribbon, and this is the gingham ribbon that's in the annual catalog. This is not the gingham ribbon that's in the mini catalog. The mini catalog is a little bit whiter, and it's vanilla and black. Okay, all right, looking pretty good. And now I want to go ahead and put my my little red pearlized enamel effects on here. So you don't want to shake this. I'm just going to decorate my tree with little balls. And then there's another one. So in this package, this is the basics. You get black, white, and red. But there's another one that I really like too, and it's this one. This one is the metallics. So I'm going to add a little metallic to it. And I'm going to add some gold. So I'm just going to add some gold ones. Okay. There you go. Now, I'll probably add a tag to this. I'll probably cut out a little tag and attach it. But there is my little box, and so easy. The only catch is that you do have to have 12 by 12 paper if you want to make this size. If you want to make it a little smaller, actually if you made it ½ inch shorter, you wouldn't have to have 12 by 12. You would need 11. So Make it a little shorter if you want to put 3 lip glosses in there, and then you wouldn't have to have 12 by 12 cardstock. So I hope you enjoyed this today, and have a very Merry Christmas. I hope that you will have a blessed day, and that I will be seeing you in the new year. Thanks so much for watching today. My name's Trevis Bossler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. See you soon. Bye.